Hello, everyone out there. It's Cheryl again. Um, Tonight, I'm going to discuss more issues with losing our girls. Their accident was on a Friday. Like I said before, it was August 17th. It took us a while to decide what we were going to do. When we were going to have the funeral and things like that. This was hard in itself because we never thought that we'd be planning a funeral for one child, much less two. The students of the girls' school had arranged by themselves a candlelight vigil that was to be on Sunday. But sitting at the table trying to pick out caskets and music and scriptures and how everything was going to go and trying to pick out flowers, I completely lost it. I just couldn't do it anymore. I just needed a break. I wanted to make the girls proud, but this only being 1 or 2 days after the accident was really hard to try to do. After we made the arrangements, we were waiting on my brother-in-law who was a minister and lives out of state to get here. He wasn't to be here till Sunday. So we arranged the viewing of the girls at our church on Monday, and their funeral was to be Tuesday. As time went on that weekend, it seemed like it was a little easier. It wasn't as hard. I did go in the girls' rooms, and I found so many things that made me proud to be their mom. The night of the candlelight vigil was really hard, but seeing 500 to 600 people in our little yard, remembering our girls, was more than I could ever imagine. On the day of the viewing, of course, I thought I would be okay. It lasted a couple of hours. But as the time started to end, I realized that night and Tuesday was going to be the last time that I would ever see their bodies. I joked to my husband about spending the night in the church just to be close to them. I said it as a joke, but I was actually serious. To know that you only have one day to remember everything about your child is the most horrible feeling ever. Tuesday, the funeral, of course, was horrible. Sitting in the front row, just looking at them and trying to remember as much as I can. Because I knew once they closed the casket, I'd never see them again ever on earth. We did have lots of people attend, and that's great. But regardless of whether it was 100 or just myself and my husband, feelings were just the same. We sat there looking at 2 caskets for about an hour. After the funeral, of course, the pallbearers loaded the caskets into the Suburban, which was pretty hard. Watching them bring my daughters out in boxes. We went to the cemetery after that for a graveside service. They were put in a mausoleum. They weren't buried. We picked 4 plots instead of 2, so David and I could. The girls were in the middle, and David and I are going to be on either side of the girls. But sitting there knowing that I can't open the caskets, and that once they get put in the tomb, that was it. After that, of course, we went and we had the community who was great to have served us a good meal, and then we went back to the house and visited with a few people that just needed to try to relax a little bit. During the course of all this planning and everything, the first question we were asked Friday is, were we going to set up a memorial service for our girls? I knew that Friday exactly what I wanted to do, and that was to set up a scholarship fund for our girls' classmates and beyond, because they weren't going to get to go to college, and I wanted to help somebody who needed help trying to get to college. We have done the scholarship since 2012, 13, and 14. This year would have been Mackenzie's graduating year, and we gave away 8 scholarships. That's the biggest thing that we want people to know, is that there's somebody there. These people were there for us, and now it's our turn. It's time to pay it forward and to give back to our community and to tell everybody how thankful we are for everything they did for us. Now, everything doesn't end there. For you people that have lost a loved one, we will go into more details over the next couple of days of kind of the feelings that you feel and what you find, and if you're confused or whatever. I mean, you go through so many emotions, but my goal is to help every mom and dad who's lost a child, so they can listen to this or post questions on things that they'd like for us to talk about. Just add to subscribe to Cheryl Weezy and just make a comment on things that you might want the discussion to be. I will continue this as long as I can, because I've been going through this for 2 years, and I finally want to get my feelings out there. I'm not a very big writer. I write and then I kind of stop, but I am a big talker, so this is one way of getting our story out and hopefully showing people how wonderful our girls were, and everything they did. They weren't perfect, but the sad thing is that I didn't realize how special they were until they were gone, and it was too late. And I know all of us go through this. All I can do is try to make up for the time that I didn't see what they were doing or know what they were doing. And that's what I try to do every day. Well, I think that's all that I can talk about tonight, and I will sign on tomorrow and talk about other things. Thank you, and God bless you, and have a peaceful night.